This segment of Panther Sports Talk is brought to you by Lincoln Savings Bank. At home in Iowa, at work for you.
Welcome back to our Year in Review Panther Sports Talk show, joined here inside the Unidome with Director of Athletics Troy Dannen. A unique fall, goods, bads. Let's talk football first. Red hot start, 4-0, going to Iowa State, beating up on the Cyclones, dominating the number 9th McNeese State here in the Dome. Things were clicking. Then you lose by 1 point to the two-time defending champs, North Dakota State. Some big injuries, and then you had those 3 overtime losses in a row. A unique year for football.
You know, I was trying to explain to somebody the job of an athletic director oftentimes is to manage expectations and to maintain perspective. You know, it's a hard environment to do that because we got real excited at 4-0, and you know the first game that President Root had a chance to be a part of. You know, he's on the sidelines for that game. He takes the game ball with him out of Ames, and at that point I said, you know, this is my managing expectations. I said, as good as it is right now, you know, it's a world and a life of ups and downs, and we have to not get too far down when things go down and not get too far up when things go up. And I thought the football season as a whole, I couldn't be any prouder of what Coach Farley and that coaching staff did, because it's easy when you have that start and then we lose 5 in a row to never get back up. We got back up, went over a top 10 ranked Youngstown State team, 7-5, and you know, I'm on the football committee, and I argued for us as much as we possibly could, but the fact that we were even on the board, sitting 3-5 in our league, says a world about our football program and how it's perceived nationally.
How big is that to win your last 3 games? Again, a win over a top 10 opponent to springboard that momentum hopefully into the offseason, into next year, because we return a lot of talent next year.
We do, and I think that's the best thing that we can take out of this season is while we were thinking about being ranked number 1 in the country at halftime up in North Dakota State, at the end, I think we could have been left questioning ourselves. And right now, there should be no question on ourselves. We had the dominant defense in the league at the end of the season. We had an offense that was still lacking a lot of skill kids that had been in those early wins, but we showed we got a lot of kids that can play. And there's a lot of hopes for next year, and that's the one thing at Northern Iowa. You know, I know volleyball's disappointed. They won a conference championship. They're disappointed they're not in the NCAA tournament, but expectations here are for competitive success, and so I'd much rather be in that position than I would any other.
What did you like about the job Bobby did? Again, Missouri Valley Conference Coach of the Year, only returning 2 players with experience. She still goes out and wins the conference title.
Well, I told her, and you know, Bobby sometimes doesn't realize how good of a coach she is, or she certainly doesn't let that on. But my comment to her at the end was, you'll go back when this season's in the rearview mirror and you've had a chance to digest it, and hopefully you'll realize this was the best coaching job you've ever done. You had a completely new lineup in a league where Wichita State's coming off a Sweet 16, a lot of them back. Missouri State's got a load of talent back. Illinois State was coming up with talent. And we won this league. I just thought what Bobby did this year was phenomenal, and it speaks to the quality of students inside of that program. And forget the conference champions. Forget the conference championships. I will tell you, the single accomplishment that we should, as Northern Iowa fans and supporters, be the most proud of in that program is Shelby Kinsel. Being recognized as first-team All-American, academic All-American, first time that's happened in a decade. And you know, we've got a ton of great athletes, we've got a ton of great students, and historically have in our volleyball program. But for her to be a first-team academic All-American, and for Macy Euban to follow it up as second-team academic All-American, we're the only school in the country with 2 in the top 2 teams. And I think as we try to maintain that perspective as to what we're really here for, that says everything that needs to be said about our volleyball season this fall. The quality of the women in that program is phenomenal.
So the fall sports are done. We turn our attention to the winter sports. Wrestling, ranked in the top 10. Men's basketball, showing some good strengths. We'll talk more with Troy Dannen about the winter sports in our year in review wrap up here, with plenty more Panther sports talk, including some of the best stories that we've had from this past year. Join us right after the break for plenty more Panther Sports Talk.